Hi, this is George at paintreproductions.com. So today we're going to be looking at the first episode of the underpainting for the storybook. I've already added the 6-inch blocks. What I'm doing right now is I'm kind of zeroing my proportional divider, so the 6-inch block on a canvas matches the 6-inch block on the iPad. Okay, this canvas has been primed about 20 times. I've sanded it. I've actually, the last coat of primer had a little bit of brown in it to give it that little off tint, make it easier to work with. What I'm doing here is I'm using a liner brush and I'm adding a lot of Gamsol to thin it down. Now Gamsol is a cleaner, so this is the only time you'll actually mix paint with Gamsol. Don't mix paint like this as a regular mix because the Gamsol will break the viscosity down of the paint. And what'll end up, but for sketching it works perfect because it dries really fast, especially the brown. This will be dry by tomorrow, so I can keep going over it for layer over layer. So all I'm doing right now is I'm taking a reference point. So I'm always measuring from the same side on the left of the block or the bottom up. And whenever I measure it, now if it's an outside block of the canvas, I'm going to measure from the inside out, not the outside, because these canvases aren't exact. So you kind of want to always, so you get in the habit of just trying to measure from the lines and not the outside part of the canvas. Right here you saw I took a Q-tip, and what I do is I dip it into Gamsol and I kind of squeeze it real tight with my pen or with my fingers, and it gives me something like this, smooth it out or erase. Okay, so don't worry if you have to make modifications, erase, you're not hurting anything. That's the beauty of sketching with it. When you get used to sketching with paint, you won't draw on a canvas again. In fact, by the time you're done with the underpainting, the lines are gone. So what you'll actually use as an example is I'll use the width of her eye as a way to zero my proportional divider. So it matches the width of the eye, will match the width on the iPad. And then I have it zeroed so I can go anywhere in the picture from there as long as I got the basic stuff done. So we're only using these blocks just to get that general idea. In fact, you're gonna find on this painting, I don't realize it, but I make a pretty good mistake here with the eye. And I don't really notice it until after I do the Grizel layer. So I posted it and someone said the eye looks a little off. And then when I went and checked it, it was really off. So I had to go around, you'll see it in one of the videos. In fact, I call the video correction, and I'll go in and I'll correct that eye because it really makes a difference in her look. So what all I'm doing is just basically sketching it, roughly just sketching it in, same way you would do with a pencil. I'm not trying to finish it. I'm not trying to get it all done in one area. I'm not going to, just do the eye and complete the eyes and then do the nose. Whenever you do a painting, especially a reproduction, it's important you do the whole reproduction in phases. Don't finish one area and then go to the next area and finish another area. You can tell the whole point of a project like this is to get all these little layers done. So this painting is going to be a lot of layers. You're going to go back and do a lot, and we hit little problem. We take major problems, we break them down into smaller, and then we work each problem through, and that's the easiest way to do a reproduction, as opposed just to get on here and start slapping paint, start throwing stuff. I'll even use that proportional divider to tell me where the shadow is in the face. It'll help with the hair and stuff like that, but it's really important in this layer that you do no buildup of paint. Okay, the brush I'm using right there is I'll take an old liner brush and I cut it in half so it's flat, and then I kind of smash it against the table. I call it my smash brush, and that's what I use for shading. So when my liner brush gets worn out, I cut them so they're smaller, I push them against the table and make it flat and the bristles come out, and that's what I use as a shading brush, especially for detail. Okay, and I'm getting the main point here for the nose. I'm trying really to avoid to do, straight lines and straight like this. Think of it like a sketch, just like you're sketching. So you treat it the same way. So I get the basic idea of where everything is, and then I sketch everything together.